Having anxiety sucks. Living your life with that constant dread and burden over you, just trying to get through life day by day. It stops you from living, and if you've dealt with that, I'm proud of you for surviving this long, for making it through. That in itself is such a testament to your strength that you probably don't even realize, but going through that has made you such a strong person. And if no one else does, I believe in you. I've had the same issue. I've been depressed, anxious my whole life, and I've always felt like I'm behind others. I never really got to live truly. I've missed out on things. I've just been too anxious to really put myself out there. I hid behind a mask. I constantly worried about what other people thought of me. I changed myself. I would watch loads of YouTube videos on like how to live life, how to be better, how to win in social interactions, all that kind of jazz, But ultimately, the only way to beat anxiety is to love yourself. Over the past year, I've learned a lot of things. I've worked with my anxiety. I've tried to improve. I've tried to reclaim my life from anxiety, because anxiety does that to you. It takes away your life. The first 20 years of my life were robbed from me. I feel like, I never felt like I was truly alive, truly doing other things. Like I never got to experience anything. I did, but there were things that I never got to go through, and because of my anxiety, because of the way I was growing up. But it's not over. It's not the end. I know I'm 22. Like it feels like my life's over already, but you gotta have hope. You gotta believe. Like I've only lived 22 years. I'm still young. I can make it back. It's not the end. You gotta realize that. Learning to love myself. So over the past 2 years, I've learned to love myself and reclaim my life back from anxiety, because anxiety robs you of your life. It stops you from experiencing life to the fullest. I know a lot of people reminisce that high school, primary school, college were like the best time of their lives for them, but for me, I didn't feel like I was alive. I was just a puppet, like controlling my body. But I've fought back. Over the past 2 years, I've made a lot of progress, and I'm proud of myself. I made it quite far. I started living life for me, not for others, not through other people's eyes, not for getting friends. I kind of realized that you're a unique type of person. If you're 1%, I know you feel isolated, I know you feel alone, you feel lonely, but let's say you're a 1%er, alright? 1% of the population is like you. That means there's 7 million people like you. That's a massive number. You're not alone. I know it feels impossible to meet people like that, but that's why you got to take your life back. You've got to be open. Meet them people that like you. I've always felt alone. I want to meet people that like me. And being open allowed me to do that. Like, living for me allowed me to do that. I'm not afraid to talk to people and get rejected. Talk to people and not connect with them. Like, in the past you might have experienced this also. You talk to people and you don't really vibe with them, but you force yourself to vibe with them just so that you have that connection. You feel better about yourself. And that's not the way you should live your life. Hard to give advice like what I learned going through what I've been through. Anxiety, the main thing you need to realize is anxiety is a natural mechanism. Anxiety is not this demon that's destroying your life. It's something that's trying to protect you. It's a survival mechanism. Just when you're drowning, you gasp for air. When you have something in your nose, you sneeze. Just a natural mechanism of your body. If you think about it like that, it really reframes everything that's going on. you know, you need to think of it as, you know, what is your body trying to tell me? You know, if you got a fever, you know you're ill. You know, if you feel hungry, you know you should eat. Anxiety, you should see it like that. What is anxiety trying to tell you? You know, if you feel anxious before going to a party, for example, you know, think about it. What is this anxiousness trying to tell me? And, you know, it's probably telling you, oh, I'm scared of rejection. I'm scared of being seen by others, being perceived even. That's a fear for a lot of people. And it was for me. And you've got to realize, you know, once you realize that, okay, my core fear is being rejected by others, putting myself out there. Once you realize that, you can start to work on that, and you can start to get that motion, and eventually you notice, you'll find out what you really fear and what you're really anxious about. Once you know that, you can start to work on it. And that's my little rant. Hope you do well. If you're struggling, I believe in you. Keep going, my guy. You're strong. Love yourself, bro. I love you. Wherever you are, I love you, bro. If it means anything, I love you. Just this random guy on the internet. But, you know, keep fighting, man. You know, the easy way out is to try to stop the suffering. You know, you gotta push through, man. You gotta push through. And, you know, I believe in you, man. In a bit.